after I finished performing, the next performer was Badshah.
What?
I could not believe it.
You open like it's almost like
It
you
was-
opening for Badshah.
It was insane.
With
I was
poetry.
like, this is poetry, and that's Badshah. That was my first private experience ever. I know so many women who have never even had an orgasm. So, yeah, that happens too. Because with us women, it is also such an internal process. Yeah. People didn't even believe that I was writing my own poems initially. लोगों को लगता था ये किसी और की poems हैं. तुम्हारे
perform
हाँ अनिरेस के उस पे लोगों ने लिखा हुआ है ये लिखती कब से लिखना शुरू किया. बिग बॉस में तो हमने कभी देखा नहीं. हाँ कभी मौका ही नहीं मिला वहाँ तो कविताएं सुनाने का. I've been writing since I was 12. But anyway, I did not have male friends. Every male friend would be a boyfriend. Like somewhere there would be that thing. And that's what changed. So Akshay Kumar is driving the car. I'm sitting right next to him. और वो कह रहे कोई बात नहीं पुत्र होता है शेर पुत्र अरे कोई नहीं एडिक्ट हो गए कोई बात नहीं. And it is so surreal क्योंकि एक तरफ आप लाइट पिंक कलर की उल्टियां कर रहे हो. दूसरी तरफ अक्षय कुमार आपको कह रहा है कोई बात नहीं सब चंगा सी. I had Shah Rukh Khan making coffee for himself.
For himself.
And then he was asking me, would you want some? So he's very like a well-spoken, well-mannered guy.
Wow.
You know, and then he sat with all of us and he spoke with all of us. He ended up crowning me as the Dilwali of the house as well. That happened. So I had my first kiss and I thought I was pregnant.
Dude, that's crazy.
It's insane.
How many kids thought first
How
kiss
many
leads
of
to
us?
pregnancy?
Yes. Until we saw it in Hum Dil De Chuke Sanam and Aishwarya felt it and Salman told her, nahi, aise bachcha nahi hota. But that happened later.
Wow.
But yeah, that happens. And you know, it is such a turmoil. Growing up as an Indian girl in a middle class family in a small town and you are kissed or you have kissed and suddenly you're like, wow, मैं तुम्हारे बच्चे की माँ बनने वाली हूँ.
Hello and welcome to My Girl Bestie, a podcast by Anirez, where we have open and free conversations with our favorite female creators. Today's episode is powered by My Muse, which is India's first bedroom essentials brand on a mission to make intimacy fun, affordable, and easy for Indians everywhere. You can use code UNERASED10 on their website to get a discount. So go there, get their amazing products, and have a good time.
Yeah, but to call the show My Girl Bestie,
What would
especially
you
when you
call
don't
it?
have any, it's just weird.
I don't have any.
Yeah, you don't.
I have many, yeah.
No. You're
You know the-
girlfriends, not best friends.
No, the weird thing is I had more female friends growing up than I had male friends.
Yeah?
Even now, I feel like I have only one or two close male friends.
Hmm.
So this is your podcast face.
I was trying to give my 3/4 angle and show off my jawline, which has just reappeared after delivery.
भाई मैं तो डिलीवरी भी नहीं मेरे को दिख नहीं रहा मेरा jawline. नहीं मेरा ये था यार कि बचपन से मेरे ज़्यादा फीमेल फ्रेंड्स रहे हैं फॉर सम रीज़न तो आई वांटेड टू talk about that.
Okay.
So that's the point of this show. I want to get to know you
Tell me.
in a sense that I have never asked you this question and I wanted this to be the first question I ask you. Tell me about the first time you fell in love.
Oh, wow. I love that question because I talk about it a lot in my show,
Okay.
which probably you haven't seen yet.
I have. Remember? In Bandra.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the show is called Ishq Hai. And before I start promoting my show. So
First line you say on the podcast is like...
So I first fell in love when I was 12 years old, Sibir. And I
Okay.
was in class 7th. And everyone around me told me it's not love, especially parents and friends and teachers. And, you know, my friends hated me for it because they felt it was too early for me to be falling in love and feeling all of those feelings. But I personally felt that that was the most pure form of love I have ever experienced in my life.
Okay.
That was the year 1999.
Damn, I was not even born.
Exactly. So that my poem that says मैं 2019 में 1999 ढूंढ रही हूँ is
okay.
actually about finding that old school love again.
नो स्ट्रिंग्स अटैच्ड की इस दुनिया में रगबत का कालीन बुनने वाला ढूंढ रही हूँ.
That you fell in love in 1999 and that's why...
And then I
that's
experienced
the...
it again with Karan in 2019. I felt I was the same Priya.
Oh, damn. Bro, I didn't know this.
Yeah. I felt I was just becoming that same Priya, you know, who fell in love for the first
wow.
time and experienced all of those things that she hadn't experienced before.
But ये आपने कहीं नहीं बोला.
I have. You were probably not paying attention.
I was paying... I don't remember this. Okay, this is
Yeah,
very interesting.
yeah,
So the
yeah.
number 1999 is very relevant to you.
Is very relevant to me. And that's when I started writing my own poems as
Okay.
well. Before that, I would always recite other people's poems.
So your
you know.
first poem was when you fell in love?
Yes.
Do you remember
yes,
what?
Yes.
what
I
it
don't
was?
remember what it was. I was in 7th A, he was in 7th B.
Okay.
You know, we would stand in the assembly line, and while everyone else would close their eyes, we would open our eyes and look at each other. It's just such a simple form of love,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You want nothing from this guy. You just think that one day you'll be married to him and have babies with him. Thank God that didn't happen, because I looked him up on Facebook years after, and I was like,
No.
glad that didn't work out.
This was where in Dehradun?
Yes. But growing up, that was the first time I experienced all of those things.
Uh-huh.
And that was just the most beautiful, magical feeling. And according to me, it was love. You know how I talk about the 7 stages of love?
Yeah, yeah.
To me, that was the first stage. So,
Interesting. But did
yeah.
you realize in that moment when you were so young how intense this is?
Yes.
That ये फिर से कभी नहीं होगा मुझे.
Yes, because I experienced it very intensely. And that's when I realized what falling in love is all about.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that I wrote heartbreak poetry at 12, you can
That's
imagine,
crazy.
I was like a Meena Kumari teenager. You know, I had my full-on tragedy mode and this and
Yeah.
that. I don't even know what happened, but I remember I had another boyfriend in year 8. So obviously...
Wait, you already moved on in
I'd
Bro,
already moved on.
How
so.
that can't be love then? If you-
No, it can be, right? Because it was year 7, then year 8, there was some, I mean, you experience
else.
love in different ways. And I
Mm-hmm.
think the more people you get to know, the more heartbreaks you experience, the better you become as a lover, as a person who understands what they want and what they don't want out of life. And teenage is meant for exploring your options.
No, definitely. वो
Yes.
तो है.
I don't even know what happened to that guy. I think he fell in love with someone else too. I think he started looking at someone else in the
So
assembly
तब
line.
you didn't end up dating this guy.
No, I mean, what was dating in 1999? It was nothing, you know. Like I would draw something in my art book, and he would draw something in his. It was as simple as that. There was no
Nice.
dating involved.
No, I think what you're saying and why I think it's even more romantic for you and maybe for me to listen to, because it was an aspiration.
Yeah.
It was a love that didn't happen.
Yes.
And usually those things that are incomplete, they tend to stay with us a lot.
Yeah.
Like in my head, the strongest love I've ever had is someone who did not feel the same.
Unrequited. I
So,
know.
I
But
don't know.
I mean, we have all romanticized the idea of unrequited love so
Yeah,
much,
exactly.
thanks to Bollywood. But I personally think that we should stop glorifying unrequited love. I think it's
Sure.
about to talk about relationships which work out, which are positive, which are easy. And you know, me being a 12-year-old was a different generation than you being a 12-year-old. So
Okay.
maybe that has a lot to do with it as well. But I still remember that feeling. And I remember how intense, how pure, and how powerful it was, Simmer. Like, I could not focus on anything else. I could only focus on that guy. And I remember they used to take class photos. So there was a class photo of his class. I had gone to the shop nearby and gotten his face zoomed in and cut that and kept it in my diary so I
So
can
you
look
were
at
like
his
that
face.
creepy guy.
Yeah, I was like that creepy girlfriend. I've always been the creepy girlfriend, and I very proudly wear that badge.
Wow.
I'm the creepy wife now.
Do you
I'm the
also-
creepy mother.
I mean, I think those are roles that are very common in India. Like, I
Yeah.
wouldn't call it creepy. I would say you're just...
I'm a very intense girlfriend,
Loving
intense wife, and a very intense mother.
But do you remember like the craziest thing you did for love, whether it was with this guy or someone else? Like when you're really young, you just do stupid shit because you like somebody.
Yeah, I've done so many. I've never had any holds barred in my life. Like, even when I was younger, I remember class 10th, I was dating this boy. Quite a
so in
serious
10th you were dating
relationship.
7th mein you liked someone, 8th mein you were dating someone
Yes,
else, and then
10th,
10th
I
was...
think I was technically dating that
like
guy.
a
Yes,
proper
yes.
first
Like we
boyfriend.
would, yes, like a proper first boyfriend. He would pick me up from school after school. He was 2 years older than me, so he had finished year 12, obviously. I remember when I was about to move from Dehradun to Delhi, I had gone to his place. We were going through this Cold War phase. We were talking but not talking.
Okay.
And I had dropped a 17-paged letter.
You
17 pages.
wrote it like handwritten.
Hand wrote it. I went to his house. His mother opened the gate, and I gave the letter. And I think I ran
You
away.
gave the
or
letter to the
something.
mom?
Yeah, I was like, "This is for him." I was just about to name him. Yeah, I've done a lot of crazy
क्या लिखा
stuff.
था? ऐसा क्या लिखा था?
Full poetry, dude. I
Huh?
wish I had that letter.
Crazy
It would have
content,
been
no?
insane.
Yeah, yeah,
yes, yes.
I
But
feel like-
17 pages for a 17-year-old. That's a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
But did you plan you will write 17?
No,
or
I did
you
not.
just-
No. That just happened.
Did you keep a diary when you were
I
young?
did. Yes.
When did you start?
It was a red velvet diary. I think I started writing in it maybe when I was around 10 or 11.
Okay.
And at that time, I would
Start
write.
writing when you were 10 or 11?
Yeah, I was very much a reader. So I was very good with languages, Hindi and English both. तो अगर कभी कोई गाना अच्छा लगता था, गाने की लाइनें, अगर कोई अच्छा कोट लगता था, तो I would write that down, jot that down in the diary. Then when I started writing my own poems, those fell into that diary as well. And there's a funny incident. Do you want to know?
Bolo na. That's what this is about.
So I think I was maybe, I don't remember how old I was when I watched the Titanic, when the Titanic released.
Okay.
And my cousin had come home and told me about that scene in the Titanic, you know, where they're making out inside the car. And as young kids, that was like a big deal for us. And there was nudity on screen for the first time, right? So I was like, okay, I haven't gone to the theaters to watch it because my parents haven't taken me, but I wanted to listen to the songs. So I bought the cassette and I listened to My Heart Will Go On. And I loved the song so much, I wrote it in my diary.
You wrote the lyrics.
I wrote it. So
Sun ke.
every night in my dreams, I see you, I feel you. That is how I know you. Go on. My mother opened the diary. She read it and she said, who do you feel and dream and see every night?
Damn.
She's like, who are you writing all this for? I think I was beaten up that day a little bit at home because my mother would not believe that this was a song. And then I played the song for her to prove it to her that this is not something I have written. This is a song from Titanic.
She believed you then.
Then I think she believed me.
But I mean, imagine you're a mother now.
Yeah. I'll be absolutely okay with Zorawar falling in love, by the way, at whatever age that happens, with whoever it happens, whatever gender it happens with. I'll be absolutely open to that.
See, I've met your son.
Yes.
I already think he's very intuitive, expressive. I mean, you know all of these things.
Yeah.
You can see you in him.
Yeah.
So I definitely, I would be very interested to see the different phases of his growing up.
Yeah, me too.
And how you are.
Yeah.
Like your reaction.
Yeah.
But are you scared like about those phases where he goes to school, makes friends?
I'm not, actually. I think the best thing I can do as a parent is to make him a confident child. I think before anything else comes, confidence is a very important thing to instill in your child. And confidence comes from being competent. So if you're a competent kid, if you're good at what you do, you know, whether it is eating at home and putting the dishes away, or being good at reading, or being good at sport, whatever it is that you like as a kid, if you're competent at it, you'll be a confident kid at school. And that's all I want. Whatever else happens in his life, that's his destiny. But I want to instill competence and confidence in my child.
Interesting. And are there things... Like I have no, John. See, I don't want to be a parent. I don't know how that whole thing works.
Yeah,
but
I went through that phase, and here we are.
Yeah, I mean, no, you have a very motherly vibe. You know that. Like you.
I have been your mother for years. Ever since I know you.
Like there were so many times. I think I was still in school or college when we became friends.
Yeah.
And we used to meet for rehearsals, and you were.
I was the one ordering food, making sure everyone has eaten, making sure the practices happen on time.
And I used to tell you about my girlfriend problems.
Yes.
My friend used to come with me and tell you. And used to give all of us advice.
Yeah, I've always been the mother of the group. Yeah.
No, so I knew that you will be
and that train prank.
The train prank. You want to talk about that?
No, it was horrible. I hated it.
It has 20,000 views on my dead YouTube channel. The train prank, I can link it there. No, that was a fun trip. Actually, why don't we talk about that show? Because I don't think people at all know about what we did.
Yeah.
You want to tell what it was? I thought that was a very cool show we did.
So we got people married. We were officially what do you call those people who get others married?
The officiators? No. The ministers?
No, it's not a minister. Minister comes, like, that's a religious connotation.
The guy ring bearer? No,
the word is very officiate or something. I'm forgetting
official
the word.
We were the officials, marriage officials.
The marriage officials. We were the pundits, let's call it. So yeah, we got people married via poetry. So instead of them doing their Saath Fere, we wrote 7 pieces of poetry. And it was you, me, Ramneek and Rakesh ji.
Yeah.
And there was a musician with us as well. 2 musicians.
Hassan and Sid.
You
remember Sid?
Yes, I remember Sid. And we literally got them married. It was insane.
It was really weird.
We even read their vows.
And the craziest...
While they were signing on the register.
The craziest thing for me was it was a very typical Gujarati family in Baroda
Yeah.
to want to do something so crazy.
So out of the ordinary.
I don't think उसके बाद ऐसा कुछ किसी ने भी किया है.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
But you've done a
crazy.
lot of wedding shows after that.
I have. I've done a lot of private shows. Yeah.
I want to know specifically wedding shows का experience क्या होता है, क्योंकि मैंने कभी नहीं किया अभी तक. I always imagine it would be absurd, but I don't know how is it.
I think I was definitely one of the first people in the poetry scene who started doing events like these, wherein I was performing at weddings. I've even performed at like Sone Ki Siri events. Do you know what they are? No. So weddings, I'll tell you, fun. People don't care. So you get paid a lot of money, more than your usual prices, because it's a private show. Some people really care. I've performed at weddings where the couple has sat with me and figured out, okay, what is it that you're going to perform, and they're very into it. I've also performed at weddings where the couple didn't even know that I was coming. It was the Masi or the mother or the father or the event planner who planned कि okay, we are going to बच्चों के लिए surprise होगा, and they would tell me अच्छा वो ऐसा है वो ऐसी है, and then you would ask कि कैसे मिले दोनों. They'll be like, oh, arranged marriage थी, and then like, oh, इस पे कैसे कहानी लिखूं. So I've had fun. So I meet them, I try to kind of assess their vibe, but I don't take it personally if not everyone is listening to me.
Got it.
Because you're at a wedding, people are also there to have fun and do their own thing. I have performed at weddings where people have been very gung-ho about listening to me, and they're sitting and they're listening to every line. I've also performed at weddings where we have to cut short a 30-minute performance into 5 minutes because everything is getting delayed. Fere hone hai, ye hona hai, wo hona hai, and we are off the stage. But it's really nice to be a monumental part of someone's journey.
Right.
And I always go and meet the couple before and after the performance as well, and take photos and do all that. It's fun. It's nice.
I think that's a good thing. I think it's about the way you take it. 'Cause
Yeah.
the way you're talking about it,
Yes.
you're a part of someone's journey.
Yes,
right?
people are not there for me. I am there for people.
Nice.
And that's a very important thing to remember when you're going to these private shows.
बढ़िया.
That they are not there for you. You are there for them to make their day nice and warm and affable. And if something is not right technically, monitor में sound नहीं आ रही है या ये light मेरे ऊपर नहीं है, I don't let any of that matter to me because I'm just there to make their day nicer rather than give them more trouble कि अरे आपने तो कहा था स्टेज पे ये होगा, ये है नहीं. I don't do that. A lot of people do, but I don't do that.
नहीं वो अच्छा है यार, काफी अच्छा है, क्योंकि it's their day, it's not your
their
day.
day. Yeah.
It's not your day.
Absolutely.
So you're an add-on kind of thing.
वही तो.
I think हम लोग थोड़े self-indulgent हो जाते हैं ना कि यार मैं perform कर रही हूँ, मैं perform कर रहा हूँ, मुझे ये चाहिए.
You know, my first private event was someone's 5th anniversary.
Okay.
Not even 25th, 50th. It was their 5th anniversary. It was in Delhi.
5th wedding anniversary.
5th wedding anniversary. It was in Delhi at a farmhouse. And these were like very well-known people. I would not name them.
Sure.
But that
What is the surname?
So anyway, I came in and I had my flutist with me, and I had a tabla artist with me.
Oh, damn.
And I had created like a little set for them, and they were super excited. The wife had been in touch with me, and everything happened. And after I finished performing, the next performer was Badshah.
What?
I could not believe it.
You open it's almost like you opening for Badshah.
It was insane.
With
I was
poetry.
like, this is poetry, and that's Badshah. That was my first private experience ever.
Damn.
And it blew my mind. And this was someone's 5th anniversary. Would you believe?
Bro, that's crazy.
It is
Who are these
crazy.
people? Can you please share these contacts?
So
with me?
insane. And then I performed at so many Sone Ki Siri events in Rajasthan.
Sone Ki Siri क्या होता है?
Sone Ki Siri is where the 4th generation is there, and they get to see their grandson. The 4th generation gets to the Pardada जब होते हैं.
वो राजस्थान में हो सकता है ना,
तो उनको एक सोने की सीढ़ी चढ़ाई जाती है. Actual Sone Ki Siri.
Crazy.
So I have like done things for families where I've told their intergenerational stories.
Oh wow.
And I did it for this really 2 very well-known families in Rajasthan.
Okay.
And those were beautiful. People had tears in their eyes. We were also remembering the people who had passed away, and those were really lovely events. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. और बाद में खाना बहुत सारा अच्छा खाना.
Rajasthani.
Yeah.
But वो veg होता होगा ना?
हाँ, I don't mind veg. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I still can't get over the Badshah story.
It's insane. That was my first. Can you imagine? It was my first
And
show.
then it also sets expectations कि हर बार ऐसा कुछ होगा.
And then I also thought I should have charged 10x money.
Obviously, we're like, fuck, they got
I was like, they
Badshah.
can afford Badshah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. And so did you see him? Did you see his
Yeah.
thing?
We met as well.
Oh, you met
our
him as
green
well.
rooms were right next to each
Okay,
other.
बढ़िया.
They created green rooms for us.
The first time I met you, You were very different externally.
Yeah.
What was that phase in your life, and how do you think? Because I've seen with poetry coming into your life and maybe your relationship, there has been a sense of transition
Yeah.
internally, which has caused a transition
Externally. Yes.
But
Yeah.
what was that phase before that? What was going on?
It's just a fashion phase, Simmer.
Fashion
I was
phase.
just a punk.
A punk or a punk?
A punk.
A punk.
A punk.
Now you're a punk.
Now I'm a punk. I'm dressed like one.
Yeah.
So no, I mean, I have gone through all of these phases emotionally in life, which have always affected my external appearance.
Okay.
Whether it's the way I dress, whether it's the way I look, whether it's the way I talk, whether it's the way I conduct my life. I feel I'm like a cat which has 9 lives, and I'm finally in my 9th leg, you know, like this
Wow.
is it for me. There are no more changes, hopefully. But I went through a whole phase at that time where I was going through a very bitter phase in life. I was not in a good space emotionally. My marriage had broken down. I was not even sure if I will fall in love again. And love has always been a very integral need for me, you know, and I have no qualms in saying that. Like, for me, love has been a monumental force of everything around me. And not just loving other people, even the idea of falling in love with myself. When I met you at that time, I don't think I loved myself enough. I was bitter. I was angry. I was so angry. It was so easy to make me angry because I was internally a very hurt person. And anger is nothing but grief, unresolved grief. That's what turns into anger, right?
Yeah.
So I had a lot of unresolved grief inside me. And, you know, although, and it's so I'm stereotyping myself here, you know, with all the piercings and the tattoos and, you know, the way I wanted the world to see me as very like a wall that you can't pierce through, that you can't break. And I wanted to make sure that that is externally also there in my life. I think I'm now a lot softer, whether it is in what I wear or how I look or how I carry myself. I didn't want to be that person at that time. I didn't want people to talk to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was an expression of your...
That was a rebellion, so to speak, or being asocial.
And this is when you were in your late 20s?
Yeah,
30s?
late 20s. I think when I met you, I must have been 29 or maybe even 30.
And do you remember how that... Because I am entering my mid-20s now,
Yeah.
which is very scary. I'll tell you what I've started noticing about myself. I've been a very calm person all my life. The past year and a half, I've noticed मेरे को गुस्सा आने लग गया है. और वो पहले भी आता था बट अभी कंट्रोल नहीं हो पाता.
Yeah.
यू नो कभी किसी पे चिल्ला दिया, कभी किसी को कुछ मीन बोल दिया, एंड आई इंस्टेंटली फील बैड. बट in that moment I am not able to control it. So I want to understand, is it something with age, or was it just where you were in life?
Sorry, I think with me it was just where I was in life. I wasn't an angry kid growing up. I was a rebellious kid growing up, but I wasn't angry. I think I became angry. You know, I was in Australia. I hated my life. I would wake up every day and I would look around me and be like, oh my God, I don't belong here. And I was still really trying hard to adapt. I spent 8 years trying to like a place. That's a long time. I spent my entire 20s trying to like Australia or trying to make Australia my home. And every day was a struggle. And my escape plan was India. You know, I wanted to come back home. I wanted to just be home. I wanted to hear my language. I wanted to eat my food. I wanted to smell my sense of it. Like, it's just insane how that worked in my head. Plus, I was in a relationship that wasn't working out. So there were so many things which were unresolved, and so much unresolved trauma आपको गुस्सैल बना देता है. आप गुस्सा करने लगते हो लोगों पे. And, you know, you lash out at other people, but internally you're lashing out at yourselves.
आपको याद है कोई ऐसे incidents?
So many. You watch Big Boss and you will see that, Priya.
Okay, so Big
Yeah.
Boss was around that time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would you actually do Big Boss now?
I would not mind doing it,
Okay.
but I would do it so differently.
Yeah.
In every way, professionally, personally, who I am. It would take mountains to move me now, you know.
I'm sure a lot of people ask you questions about Big Boss, and I think that just comes from intrigue, right?
Yes.
Because I remember me getting to know you for the first time was Big Boss. And I was, which year was this?
2016.
So I was a 16-year-old kid,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
yeah.
I've seen this
Yeah,
like wild person.
yeah.
And it's very intimidating.
Yes.
And then when I met you, okay, I was like, okay, she's very different.
Yeah.
And then now you're a completely different
Yeah.
person,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Do you think that show and you coming out, seeing all of that also had an effect on the way you view yourself?
So I watched the entire show. And I liked myself. I didn't hate myself. I was always angry for a reason. I was always fighting for the right things. Every reaction I gave was a reaction, not an initiation of action from my end. Like everything was giving it back to someone rather than me going and be like, hey, you suck. I wasn't that person. Yeah. But if someone was doing that to me, I would do it tenfold. But one thing I noticed was that I was a very edgy person. And while watching it, I was like, why? And I think it was almost like seeing a mirror as
edgy
well.
मतलब कैसे?
बहुत मतलब मुझे गुस्सा दिलाना इतना आसान होता था. आप ये कप यहाँ से यहाँ रख दो, मैं गुस्सा हो जाऊंगी और मैं पूरे दिन आपसे इस बात पे लड़ूंगी. That's really wrong. That's called being bitter. मतलब आपकी इंटरनल लाइफ में कुछ ऐसी प्रॉब्लम है कि आप हर चीज़ पे गुस्सा हो जाते हो और दूसरों पे गुस्सा होना बहुत आसान है. But internally you're trying to resolve something inside yourself.
और वो गुस्सा तो अंदर रह ही रहा है ना.
Yes, और आपको भी बुरा लगता है और आपको भी पता होता है कि सही नहीं है, लेकिन आप करते जा रहे होते हो because you're not working on yourself. You're not in love with yourself. I think what changed in my life was not just falling in love with Karan and poetry and all of that, was also falling in love with myself, giving myself grace. अपने आप को थोड़ा वक्त देना, थोड़ी मोहलत देना, being gentle with myself, forgiving myself for the things that I felt I didn't do right in my life. And that made all the difference.
खुद को माफ करना बहुत मुश्किल होता है.
Yes.
बहुत टाइम लगता है.
खुद को प्यार करना भी बहुत मुश्किल होता है. I think the reason I was such a don't want to use the word needy and clingy because these are words so easily attached to women specifically when we are in love. But I think a lot of it came from, the idea of not being in touch with my own emotions and always looking at other people to make me happy. It is not anyone's responsibility to make you happy or to make you feel loved. It is your own responsibility. और ये चीज़ अगर आप किसी और के हाथ में देते हो कि भाई तू मेरा पति है, तुझे मुझे खुश रखना है, you first have to be happy yourselves.
True.
And that will change your life. That will change the paradigm completely. So I think that's what really changed in me. I started falling more in love with myself. And accepting myself as I am, the good, bad, ugly, and we all have those.
And then did you mend the things that you had done or you felt you were wrong? Did you talk to those people again? Not just in the show, just generally in life. Was that a journey you took, or was it more like, okay, I have understood these things, I don't need to express my regret or forgiveness?
I don't mind apologizing after I make mistakes at all. In fact, I'm always the first one to apologize. अभी भी लाइफ में अगर मुझे लगता है कि मैं कहीं गलत गई हूँ या कुछ गलत कहा है, मैं अभी भी आई एम द फर्स्ट वन टू अपोलोजाइज. I did speak with people after the show. A lot of them apologized to me because I had come into the show late. They all had their cliques, they all had their groups, and a lot of वो सब हुआ था. And I also apologized for my actions. I don't think they were the best. And I mean, yes, apologies are a very important part of my life. I think I have made amends with people, with myself most importantly. और जहाँ कभी नहीं हो पाया. But internally, if I've ever wronged anyone, I'm definitely sorry for that. Yeah, and I'll always be. And I think the most important thing for me when I make an apology is to make sure that I never do that bit again. Like Karan और मेरी भी जब भी किसी बात बहस होती है या लड़ाई होती है या आर्ग्यूमेंट होता है, I make sure कि इसके बाद इस सेम बात पे कभी नहीं होना चाहिए.
I remember you telling me this many times when I was having fights in a relationship where you were like, it's okay to have fights, but if you're fighting about the same thing again and again, that's a problem.
That's a problem, and Karan and I, we're always bickering. We are that couple, या तो always in love or always पूरे दिन हमारा लगा रहता है. But I always make sure that we're not fighting about the same thing over and over again because that is a red flag to you.
तो आप ढूंढते हो नए reasons.
आज डस्टबिन का एंगल ठीक नहीं है करण. आज ये टॉवल जो तुमने दरवाजे के पीछे लटकाया है ना, ठीक से नहीं लटकाया है. तुम्हारी टोन, ये जो कल शाम को जो तुम्हारी टोन थी ना, वो मुझे ठीक नहीं लगी.
वो वाला मीम देखा आपने? वो लड़की मैसेज करती है, हाय बेबी व्हाट आर यू डूइंग, शी इज लाइक, एंड द गाय इज लाइक, ओह नथिंग वर्किंग, एंड देन शी इज लाइक, ओह आर यू मैड एट मी, शी इज लाइक नो, एंड देन शी इज लाइक, the way you said good morning today.
It's true.
Like...
This happens in every relationship, Simran, and I'm sure it has happened in yours as well. If I am writing to you in perfect punctuation with full stops, commas, and I'm calling you by your name, most likely I'm angry.
तो लगने वाला
Yeah. जो भी voice notes भेजे थे मैंने तुम्हें थोड़े टाइम पहले, when you woke up and there were like 20 messages from me, and I'm like, I'm so sorry to be taking this out on you because I felt that I was just being very
No, but that's fine.
strong about what I wanted to say. But वो हमारी personal लड़ाई नहीं थी
हाँ, that's okay.
और लोगों के बारे में.
हाँ, वो मुझे याद है. बहुत अजीब लोग हैं. But आपके यार poets थोड़े अजीब होते हैं generally.
होते हैं.
ये
Yeah,
मैंने
yeah,
notice
yeah. I think सारे artists होते हैं. Poets, comedians, singers, dancers. Yes.
नहीं, आप मेरे को ये बताओ आपकी फ्रेंड्स के साथ क्या, बिकॉज आपने बात की अपनी फॉरगिवनेस के बारे में. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि दोस्तों को माफ़ करना बहुत मुश्किल होता है. जनरली मेरे काफ़ी फ्रेंड्स, मतलब बिकॉज योर फ्रेंड्स यार, आप माफ़ कर बोल देते हो, ठीक है माफ़ किया दोस्त है, बट वो अंदर रह जाता है कहीं ना कहीं. आई डोंट नो व्हाई, आई ऑलवेज फील दैट वे. वी एंड अप टेकिंग फ्रेंड्स फॉर ग्रांटेड समवेयर बिकॉज इट्स नॉट अ वेरी ट्रांजैक्शनल रिलेशनशिप. इट्स ऑन कन्वीनियंस ओनली व्हेन वी आर फ्री. तो आपकी लाइफ में फ्रेंड्स का क्या इम्पोर्टेंस है?
Great question, because nobody asks me a lot about friendship. People talk to me about love so much. I have had the most strange relationship with the idea of friends and friendship.
Okay.
मुझे बचपन में friends बनाना आता ही नहीं था.
Seriously?
And I never had a lot of friends growing up. Because I was a very academic kid, I used to do really well in school, and I was popular for other reasons. People became my friends, but I never knew how to sustain those friendships. और ये हमेशा से रहा. And I think it is only in the last, I think in my 30s, I actually learned how to make friends, Simar. In Australia, I think one of the reasons I did not like living there was because I don't think I had good friends.
Right.
I don't think I had that support system. Even in my relationships, the reason why none of my previous relationships have worked out, even though I've always been such a lover who's devoted and, you know, all of those things, is because I was never friends with my lovers.
Yeah.
And that's what changed with me and Karan as well. Karan और मैं पहले दोस्त बने, और सबसे अच्छी relationships हमेशा दोस्ती पे based होती हैं. You know, even right now when we are going through a tough phase in our marriage or even in our relationship, we always go back to being friends. You know, I would enter the room and be like, अच्छा पहले भी ये बता क्या हुआ. और Karan would come to me and be like, अच्छा बैठ ना यार, बता क्या हुआ, ऐसे हम क्यों लड़ रहे हैं.
That's damn cute actually.
Yes, and that is us going back to being that Priya जो 14th floor पे रहती थी और Karan 15th floor पे, because उस टाइम हम लोग friends थे. और वो इतनी strong friendship थी कि उसके ऊपर the love blossomed. And I think that's the secret to every good relationship. And I know we've all heard this, you know, thanks to Bollywood songs and everything, कि be friends first. But yes, be friends first before anything else. Even before being parents, you know, you have to be good friends with each other so you can parent a kid beautifully.
Wow.
Because your kid should grow up seeing you being friends with each other.
That is pretty profound, man.
So important to be good friends. And Karan and I are still great friends.
That's really cool. I do see that.
Yeah.
वो जो दिल्ली वाले, actually you both are very दिल्ली वाले लौंडे with each other when you're friends, you know. अरे भाई and all.
You know, the first time I met Karan, I remember मुझे ऐसा लगा था that so I'll tell you the story very briefly. तो बिग बॉस मैंने न्यू किया ही था, सब लोग मुझे उसी के लिए जानते पहचानते थे, एंड आई वाज रियली ट्राइंग टू fight with that image, you know, because suddenly everyone started seeing me as this really strong, angry, aggressive girl, and you know, people didn't even believe that I was writing my own poems initially. लोगों को लगता था ये किसी और की poems हैं. तुम्हारे हाँ अनिरेज के उस पे लोगों ने लिखा हुआ है ये लिखती कब से लिखना शुरू किया. बिग बॉस में तो हमने कभी देखा नहीं, हाँ कभी मौका ही नहीं मिला वहाँ तो कविताएं सुनाने का. I've been writing since I was 12. But anyway, so when Karan met me, Karan did not watch TV, Karan is not on any social media, so he didn't know who I was.
Yeah.
So that was so refreshing because he met me, he looked at me and had all these piercings. I had my septum, my lips, everything was pierced. And I was wearing this green dress. And he was like, why are you dressed like a Christmas tree? This was my first.
I think you've told me this.
And I laughed because nobody would talk to me like that. Yeah. Everyone was so always intimidated by me. So it was so refreshing for someone to call me a Christmas tree to my face.
And the first time.
And that's the first time he was meeting me. And I found it so funny. And he was like, "Sir के बल गिरे थे क्या बचपन में?" Like I remember ऐसे बात होती थी देहरादून में हमारे मोहल्ले में जिन बच्चों के साथ हम खेलने जाते थे, हम लोग एक दूसरे से ऐसे बात करते थे. तो मेरे लिए I was like, ये सही बंदा है यार. And I felt like all my walls came down, you know, which were like big massive walls around me, because he saw me for who I was, rather than me being Priya Malik or Big Boss or any of those things. And he later found out, you know, after 3 or 4 weeks. But at that time also, he made so much fun of it. He was like, oh, so you are almost famous. And we still have that joke in the house, the almost famous joke.
अभी तो famous ही हो यार, अब क्या बात कर रहे हो. But that's really funny.
Yeah.
I think that's a very cute in a very unconventional way.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because most people would imagine Priya with all her poetry and
Yes,
flowy, like this
yes.
romantic thing, and it's just
Yeah.
like guy called you Christmas tree, and you
Yeah.
found it the cutest
And
thing
I found
ever.
it the cutest thing in the world because it's so hard for you to also find people who say whatever comes in their head and heart.
Yeah.
And Karan is a no filter guy. तो मैं Bechdel टेस्ट ना हमेशा फेल कर देती हूँ. मैं हमेशा बात करने लगती हूँ कारण के बारे में, and I don't mind it at all. But I really liked that, and I think that's so important in relationships to be friends first. In fact, you, Ramneek,
हाँ.
all of you, my first few friends in India as well.
तो मेरे को उसके बारे में बताओ. करण तो हो गया. उसके अलावा जो आपके मेल फ्रेंड्स हैं,
Yeah.
आपका क्या सीन है? जैसे मैंने बोला, I growing up I only had female friends.
Yeah.
Even now.
Yeah.
How is your relationship?
Growing up, I did not have male friends. Every male friend would be a boyfriend. Like somewhere there would be that thing. And that's what changed. You know, when I met you, when I met Ramneek, and there were so many other people as well who I met in the circuit, I was just friends with you guys. There was nothing else. You know, nothing. Uske aage bhi kuch nahi, uske piche bhi kuch nahi. We would just hang out and we would chill. And I learned how to do that. And that's what also changed a lot of things for me. I started understanding the value of friendship. I still don't think I'm a great friend. Like I forget to check in with people. I forget to ask. But I think I'm always there when needed, you know.
Yeah, I don't think if I ever say कि यार प्रिया ये हो गया मेरे को बात करनी, you'll be like, अरे मैं अभी shoot पे हूँ, बाद में कब वो नहीं होगा.
I would always send a voice note or
make
call
time.
you, and you know, and I really like that everyone in the poetry circuit also has that freedom to come and tell me their issues and problems. I'm one of the older ones in the poetry circuit.
You're
so
also like the solution-oriented person.
Yeah, because I think I'm so much older than you guys that now my life is at a different point compared to all of you. So there is that, you know, didi, mother, वो वाली relationship
लोग
है.
दीदी बुलाते हैं यार?
बहुत सारे, and I don't mind that.
Don't mind
yeah, Haley, Vanika, बहुत सारे. Yeah.
Female friends के साथ कैसा रहता है?
वो भी बदला है लाइफ में, यू नो, वो भी पिछले कुछ सालों में ही बदला है. ग्रोइंग अप आई डिड नॉट आल्सो हैव अ लॉट ऑफ फीमेल फ्रेंड्स ग्रोइंग अप. ऑब्वियसली 1 or 2 तो फ्रेंड्स होते ही थे जो अभी भी हैं, बट आई ऑलवेज नेवर, एक वो होता है ना, माई गर्ल बेस्टी वाली
Yes.
फीलिंग.
Tell me about it.
I remember I had this very good friend in class 7th, and you know, she kind of, you know, she did something with me which I did not go down well with me. She pretty much, like, you know, broke my heart, so to speak. There is a story about it as well.
Okay.
मुझे नाम भी नहीं याद अब उस story का.
Did she start dating someone you like?
No, she was in love with someone that I was in love with, who was like my boyfriend, and she just like tried to like do things. It was just, and I think all of those experiences really took me away from a lot of my female friends. I started always looking at them with that thing, with that eye. That has changed in the last few years. I no longer look at women as someone I have to compete with. I have a lot of women friends now. In fact, some of my best friends right now are women. And they're these amazing, wholesome women who add a lot to my life as well. And I think the best part about having women friends is that there is no competition, there is no jealousy. You're always looking out for each other. And that idea of looking out for each other is so beautiful, so beautiful. You know, you see your friend at a restaurant and someone is trying to chat her up, and you know she wants to get out of that situation. You just know it. She'll look at you and you'll be like, Acha, yeah, come, let me get you. Well, looking out now is the most beautiful that thing that can happen. Like even right now with Vanika, Haley, they're also like a part of my core friends group, right? Sometimes I would see a reel by Vanika and I'd be like, are you okay? And she'd be like, आपको कैसे पता चल जाता है? It's that. And that's really important for me. That is so important for me in my life. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And I give them a lot of importance as well now. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I have similar equations with my female friends.
Yeah.
But as a guy, I'm always intrigued
Yeah.
कि जो फीमेल फ्रेंडशिप्स होती है, जब
Yeah.
लड़कियां साथ में बैठती हैं, वो क्या बात करती है? You know, like how guys have this vibe, guys sitting and talking,
क्या ही
drinking
बात
beer.
करते हैं लड़के बैठे हुए? It's just
Yeah, बहुत ही stupid. That's the thing.
yeah. There's like
There is no sense
there's no
to what.
conversation.
At least with my male friends,
I've seen that with Karan and his friends as well.
हम क्या,
Yeah.
मुझे याद नहीं होगा अगले
Yeah,
दिन.
yeah.
तो are female friendships also like that, or is there more to it?
There's definitely more to it. Yes, male friendships, male to male friendships are very different from female to female. I think we know more about each other's lives than you guys do.
Yeah.
Like Karan would be sitting his friend for like an hour, and I'd be like, "और क्या चल रहा है कुबी की life में?" And he'd be like, "पता नहीं." You know, and they've been sitting for an hour, and they still like, and or I'll be like, "Oh, how's that thing?" Karan would be like, "मैंने पूछा ही नहीं."
हाँ.
And it's cool with him, and it's cool with his friend as well, and they meet like every week, every month, you know, all of that. But with me, when I sit with my female friends, you know, I have a friend living at home right now with me as we speak, you know,
Okay.
she's down from Delhi and living over with me. Like last night as well, she updated me on everything that has happened in the last 1 month since we met. That's the difference
Updated
between
in what sense? Like
Like,
work, life,
everything,
love?
work, her dating life, mental health, family. Like I know things and they know things about my life. I think that's the biggest difference that I find between female friendships and male friendships. We know a lot about each other, and that helps us be on that lookout for each other as well. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Tell me one thing, Priya, because you are this person जो सबको advice देती है. When you need advice, who do you turn to? Who is your girl, man? Who is your person?
You know, I have this tendency to not share a lot of my problems with other people. And I have been that person. And it works for me. I somehow try to find my solutions on my own.
Okay.
And I realize it works best for me. I don't call my parents. I don't call my friends. I just try to resolve it on my own. And at times it does affect me, thinking that, oh my God, I have nobody to like
Just
talk to.
yeah.
Like, obviously, if it's a problem with anyone else, I could talk to Karan, right?
Right.
But if it's a problem with Karan and I, who do I speak with? Who do I turn to? The idea is I just go internal and I try to resolve it on my own. That way, I'm a very internal person.
Because
Like,
sometimes
I didn't even share the news of my divorce with my parents until it actually happened.
Oh, okay.
And I went through all of that, and I didn't tell anybody. None of my friends knew. My parents did not know. Nobody knew. I was the only one who knew
Wow.
it. Yeah, and my ex, of course.
Because he was the one getting
He was
divorced.
in it, yeah.
But how did your parents react to that? Because I think it's still a taboo, and you've done content about this as well, being divorced or even separated. But I think that's the truth, and I would say 50% of families, even though there's a lot of denial. How do your parents, or how did they eventually react to it? What was their first thing?
I think divorce is still not normalized in our society. It is still looked at as a very negative word.
Yeah.
I think it is extremely important to remember, Simar, that only a bad or an unhappy marriage ends in a divorce.
Okay.
No good marriage ends in a divorce. So if someone has been divorced, that means it is good for them because they were in a situation which wasn't working out. They were in a bad marriage, they were in an unhappy marriage, they were in a marriage that just wasn't meant for them. You know, so I think that is really important. My parents, as much as, you know, they're open and broad-minded, kept asking me, लेकिन हुआ क्या?
हाँ.
उन लोगों को लगता है कि डिवोर्स के लिए या तो किसी ने चीट किया या अब्यूज किया,
कोई
और
incident
मेरी
होगा शायद.
रिलेशनशिप में दोनों चीजें नहीं हुई थी. There was no cheating and no abuse, right? It's just that we fell out of love. We were just following different life paths. We saw our lives turning out differently. और ये भी एक रीजन है डिवोर्सेस का, और होना भी चाहिए, right? I think getting divorced was one of the best decisions that I took for myself and my ex-husband. We are both in much happier places right now, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes to let go is the most loving thing you can do for someone. And for yourself as well.
Yeah.
So, according to me, we really need to get out of that trauma कि divorce तभी होता है जब कोई ऐसी बड़ा बवंडर हो जाए. Sometimes it is something as simple as two people just falling on different life paths, falling out of love with each other. And the best thing you can do is to be separated. I think we are better off as friends or as acquaintances than we are as husband and wife.
Yeah.
And that's a very important decision to make at the right time in your life, rather than have children and think कि ये हमारी marriage बचा लेंगे.
That's the craziest thing. no? I don't know how
A lot of
do
people
that.
tell you that as well कि बच्चा कर लो सब ठीक हो जाएगा. Worst thing, because then you're putting a third person in an unhappy
A
marriage.
new life.
Yes, और उसकी पूरी life गई because this child is growing up with two parents who are not in love with each other.
Yeah.
And the child grows up with so much trauma that it's unresolvable, because the first 7 years of a child's life, उसमें हमारी 90% subconscious develop होती है. तो अगर आपके first 7 years में अगर आप अपने आसपास वो synergy देख रहे हो, आपके parents के बीच में लड़ाइयाँ हो रही हैं, arguments हो रहे हैं, silent treatment हो रहा है, you will internalize that for the rest of your life. और फिर करो years of therapy. You know, what else is the solution? Yeah.
That's pretty scary. That scares me about being a parent, like all the effects of you on the kid.
Yes, and that's the reason I didn't have children up until now.
Yeah.
You know, I think I wanted to be a mother ever since I turned around 25. I remember
Wow.
my 25th birthday, And I was like, okay, I really want to have a child. But in my heart and head, I also knew I wasn't in the right marriage to have a child or in the right mental space, financial space. Work-wise, I was really unhappy. I used to work as a teacher at the time.
Right.
I felt I would not be a good mom. I will not be a happy mom. So I delayed it up until now. And I think I ended up having a child at the perfect time in my life. Because why to do that to your own child? Bring them in the world when you are not ready for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the biggest disservice I could do.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Having that kind of clarity. I think a lot of people in that moment just freeze.
Yeah,
And then you're just doing what people are asking you to do.
yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
it shows a lot of maturity,
Yeah.
which
I never wanted to look at Zorawar and even for a second have a feeling of regret. Ever.
yeah.
And you know, that was very important for me कि अपना खुद का बच्चा देख के आप करो यार अगर ये नहीं होता ना
That's
तो मैं
really
ये कर लेती वो कर लेती ये हो जाता वो हो जाता. I never wanted to feel that. And I was so clear about that, you know. I went to freeze my eggs abhi last year.
Right.
And it turned out that I was already pregnant at the time. But the reason I had gone to freeze my eggs was also the same reason, you know. I wanted to have children when I'm in this space, जो मैं already थी. मैंने कहा चलो अब freeze कर लेती हूँ. Naturally हो जाएगा तो भी ठीक है. Frozen से हो जाएगा तो भी ठीक है. But I was always very clear about that in life.
What is that process like when you want to have kids and you're aging as well and you know biology
Plays
a part, right?
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
have to freeze your eggs and these
Yeah.
things. I think as guys, we know very little. I'm aware
Yeah.
of those concepts,
Yeah.
but I have not experienced them until someone around me has
Yeah.
gone through
Yeah.
that. What is
Yeah.
that process like?
So I've also found out for the first time in my life that you can't just freeze eggs, you can also freeze embryos. So
Okay.
if you are married or if you're in a relationship where you're sure कि मुझे इस बंदे के साथ ही बच्चे करने हैं, then you can also freeze an embryo. And that has higher success rates as well. So when I spoke with my doctor about freezing my eggs and she figured out that I was married and I was in a happy marriage and I'm looking at, you know, having babies with Karan, she suggested, why don't you guys freeze an embryo? But before that, I ended up being pregnant anyway. So that happened. But yeah, that was new to me. So yeah, guys go through that process as well. You
And
know,
then
they have
what
to...
happens? Like आपने freeze eggs कर
So
लिया.
मैंने नहीं किया because I ended up being pregnant.
Okay, right.
But I was going to do that as the right thing to do because I was already in my late 30s and I was like, अब कर ही लेते हैं और जब naturally हो जाएगा तो ठीक है, नहीं हुआ तो we have a backup. That was my psychology. For guys, the guys also have to, you know, visit the doctor, get themselves tested, you know, give their sperm, you give your egg, then they do the thing in the thing and then they make the embryo and they keep the embryo.
Oh wow.
And the embryo can stay frozen for years.
And then what is the process of pregnancy?
The embryo is transferred into your womb.
So it's like you can literally plan when you want the pregnancy.
Yes, you can. Yes. And embryos have a higher success rate compared to eggs because egg quality declines over the years, even though they are kept in the best conditions.
Okay.
And there is no sure shot thing that if you've frozen your eggs, you will get pregnant. Sometimes you still can't. Yeah.
And it must be very expensive, no?
It is, I mean, it depends. You know, I'm speaking from a place of privilege.
Sure.
With me, it felt affordable.
Okay.
But I don't think it is affordable for everyone. I don't think it is affordable for a normal, common person who's in a job situation. It should be less expensive than it is.
Yeah. I think generally these conversations around whether it is pregnancy, childbirth, sex, education is very less. In fact, so interesting. One of your first pieces on Unraise was Right to Pleasure.
Right to Pleasure.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Where did that piece come from? Like, what was the thought? What was the...
So I've always believed in women's sexual autonomy. I discovered myself sexually and as an identity and what I like and what I dislike in life very early on in life.
Okay.
I was always very explorative with my own self as a child. And there was no sex ed around me. I knew nothing. And I remember when I was in class 7th, when I first fell in love, you have your hormones raging and, you know, you've just had puberty, your first period. So much information starts coming to you in bits and pieces that I remember I went to class 10th and I borrowed their biology book.
Okay.
I knocked at the door and I remember this scene like a film, right? That Mrs. Chadda, the teacher, opened and I was like, what are the chances? And she was like, yes, Priyanka. My real name is Priyanka. And I was like, some ma'am, I remember, she's asking for the biology book. And then one of the students was opening their bags in slow motion, taking the book out, and they handed the book to me. And I came running into class with 3 of my other friends, girls, and all of us read that chapter. Where we
Reproduction,
realized how the reproductive system works. And my first reaction was, ew, no, I don't think my parents ever did this. This is so, God, this happens? Like, this goes into that? That's crazy. It blew my mind as a 12, 13-year-old kid. But that was how I discovered how sex works. And that's not the way it should be for every child. There should be better ways. Thankfully, I didn't discover it via porn. That would be worse. Reading it from a book was still more informational. And so that's, again, something I'm going to be very particular about with Zorawar. I think I would like to introduce sex ed to my child in a positive, nice way from an age-appropriate level.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think that's most Indian kids का first this is either porn or biology. And हमारा तो ये होता था ना, male body and female body के पेज को ऐसे कर दो तो वो sex हो जाता था. Which is so weird. Like, because you grow up as an adult with so many questions and so much like being unsure of yourself and your body.
Why I also looked up at that chapter is because I had my first kiss and I thought I was pregnant.
Dude, that's crazy.
It's insane.
How many kids thought first kiss leads to pregnancy?
Yes. Until we saw it in Hum Dil De Chuke Sanam and Aishwarya felt it and Salman told her, nahi, aise bacha nahi hota. But that happened later.
Wow.
But yeah, that happens. And it is such a turmoil. Growing up as an Indian girl in a middle class family in a small town and you are kissed or you have kissed and suddenly you're like, wow, मैं तुम्हारे बच्चे की माँ बनने वाली हूँ. It's crazy. It blows your mind and it does things to you. It plays with your mind. और ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए यार बच्चों के साथ. अब तो खैर I'm sure नहीं होता.
I hope so. With social media, I think things have
How
changed.
did that work out for you? What was your experience like?
First kiss?
Yes.
Dude, my first kiss was actually really weird. So it was raining.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
And we were at her house. And then she was like, अरे बारिश हो रही है, छत पे जाते हैं. And I was like, नहीं, बारिश हो रही है, छत पे क्यों जाना है?
Yeah.
But I think like she was hinting.
Right.
And I was like, okay, let's go. And then she took me up, and I was a very submissive, I don't know if you remember, I was very shy when I was at like.
Yes, even when I met you. Yeah.
And I think I've opened up in the past few years.
You have evolved. Yes.
So I was so scared. And then I was like, ये पता नहीं क्या गुस्सा करने वाली है, because I'm scared of her.
Yeah.
And then she just like pulled me towards her and she kissed me. And all I remember is that we both didn't know how to kiss because हम दोनों का first kiss था.
That happens to everyone.
It was just our teeth hitting each other.
Yeah.
And I was like, if this is kissing, I don't like it.
And it is such a weird feeling as well, right?
So
it's such
weird.
a strange sensation.
Your heart is beating and like
Yes.
you're sweating and you're so scared what's
and
going
it
to
is
happen.
supposed to be a beautiful experience, but I think most of us, especially Indian kids, because we don't see growing up our parents kissing in front of us.
That's so weird, no?
Yes,
We
so-
never see our parents.
Absolutely.
We will always see them fight.
Yes.
But we'll never see them be.
Yes, I mean, you'll see them being affectionate,
Yeah.
but you will not see them kissing the way you would see a parents doing that abroad. I mean, kids grow up seeing their parents kiss. It's a natural thing. You may kiss the bride at weddings, right?
Yeah.
We don't see that. So for us, even a kiss becomes like the biggest sexual thing that we have ever unveiled or experienced. It's funny, but it's true.
Like even when we grow up at this age, if you see your parents even peck, you're like, yuck.
Yeah, yes. It shouldn't be that way though.
This is a very good segue for this segment in our show,
Tell
which is
me.
called Feel the Vibes with
Feel the vibes.
my muse. Where we want to talk about all things generally, intimacy, sex ed. And what I want to ask you, the first question is, why do you think our society is so shy to talk about sex? What is the reason?
Lots of cultural reasons come into play. I would not say history, because historically we are a very sexually awakened culture. The Kama Sutra, and everything has a sexual connotation to it. Mahabharata, Ramayana. There are so many incidents that can be looked at from that POV. I think it's more cultural in place. The way our families are designed, the way pregnancy before marriage is looked at. So a lot of social and cultural taboos that come into place, and also the way women are looked at. I think because women
Right.
don't have reproductive agency. We don't have agencies on our bodies. From the time we are growing up as little girls, हम जब से छोटे होते हैं, आपकी छोटी बेटी बैठी हुई है, बेटा बैठा हुआ है, आप बेटी को बोलोगे ठीक से बैठो, you know,
हाँ, right.
क्योंकि आपका स्कर्ट ऊपर हो रहा है या आपके घुटने ऐसे हो रखे हैं. So, as growing up as little girls, there is so much shame attached to your own body that leads to the idea of sex being a taboo thing.
Right.
You know, so I think it all comes from that. Also with the current situation going on in our country. You know, with everything that has been happening, with the idea, the way women's bodies are politicized, the way women's bodies are exploited, assaulted.
Yeah.
It all starts from childhood, Simar. We see that around us with our mothers, our sisters, our friends being told what to wear, how to wear, where to go, where not to go, what to do with their bodies.
Yeah.
That's the number one reason why sex is so taboo in our country.
So you think that more autonomy, more independence in a sexual way for women would be helpful in making...
I would not even use the word sexual here. I would say biological way, right? I'm not saying that, go around and have sex with everyone you meet and that will give you sexual autonomy. No.
Sure.
Being in touch with your own self, your body, and other people not looking at women's body only as a sexual tool. I think that will make the change. So my poem, Right to Pleasure, is exactly about that. You know, the right to your own body, the right to pleasure, the right to consent, the right to explore, the right to decide when to have children, whether to have children or not. All of those things, when the agency will come back to women and not men, not policy makers, and not other people around us, not family members, not the father thinking कि मेरी इज्जत मेरी बेटी के हाथ में है. जब वो सब change होगा, तब जाके चीजें change होगी. Yeah.
No, Right to Pleasure also, I think, very strongly talks about what you're talking about, self, right? That autonomy to yourself. And a lot of young girls follow your work. What is one thing that you wish you knew about your body or your sexuality growing up that you would want young girls, or if you ever have a daughter, to know when she's growing up?
To not attach shame to your body. I think we attach so much shame to our bodies that even if something feels good, whether it is self-exploration or with someone else, we start thinking we are doing the worst thing in the world. You can't think that you're committing a sin just because you're feeling good about it.
Yeah.
Whether you're, masturbating, whether you are having sex with other people, to take that idea of shame out, to make it more of something that is a normal part of growing up, that is exploring your own body, the idea of consent, even consent with your own self, and the idea of growing up thinking that, okay, this is something which is a part of my life and I will treat it as that. And it's not the end and all. कभी-कभी हमारी when growing up हमें Indian families में sex को इतना बड़ा बना देते कि हमें लगता है पता नहीं क्या ही है, and we get into situations where we should not be, just to be able to
hide it.
To explore it, hide it and do things, and people get into such wrong situations because of that. तो I think सबसे पहले तो वो change करना बहुत ज़रूरी है.
हम जब सेक्सुअलिटी की बात कर रहे हैं इंडिया में, तो हम इतने एक्सटर्नल फैक्टर्स के बारे में सोचते हैं कि जब तक बात आप पे आ जाती है बहुत लेट हो गया होता है. लाइक इवन एज अ गाय, फॉर मी, आई मीन, व्हाट इज सेक्स? इट्स द एंड मोटिव इज फॉर टू पीपल टू be satisfied, have pleasure and connect with each other. For that to happen, you need to know your body. You need to know what you like. To reach that stage of even understanding what I like seems so far away, because I'm constantly in this running of अच्छा वो क्या सोच रहे हैं, ये क्या सोच रहे हैं, how many people am I with, what do people... So how do you get there where you just accept yourself and you know कि these are the things I like, this is my comfort space and I want to communicate this to my partner?
I think the number one thing is obviously communication. You need to be able to communicate your needs to your partner. With me now in life, I'm at that point where I can only have sex with someone if I'm truly in love with them. We all have phases where we haven't done that as well, where we have been in situations and hooked up with people and done all of that. So if you haven't, and we live in the age of apps, right? And I have so many single friends who call me and tell me new stories every day of their dating life. And I think the number one thing is if you've just met someone like a few hours ago and you end up in the bedroom after a couple of hours later, how the hell are you going to communicate? You don't even know the person.
True.
So I think there is obviously that lack of communication. No offense to anyone who hooks up when they
Sure.
meet people. We all have, I keep talking about sexual agency, so I have to obviously respect that in other people as well. But I've heard so many stories from my single friends, especially women, where they have had the worst experiences because they haven't had a chance to communicate.
But
Or sometimes had great sex too.
sure. I mean, then you know what you're going
Yeah,
for.
because it's instinctive. Sometimes two people meet and they have great chemistry.
Yeah.
Without talking, happens.
That's true. Which is rare, but when
Rare,
it
but
happens,
true.
it's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, but like, how do you communicate to yourself?
Hmm.
How do you realize to myself, okay, Simar, this is what I want. This is
Also
what
without
I like.
feeling guilty about it.
Yeah.
That is so important. It's a process. It's a process of constant, negotiation with yourself as well, constant communication with yourselves as well, and constant exploration on your part. So it's a process. We all have our ways of doing it. We all have our timelines. Some people get to know their bodies very instinctively, very early on in life. Some people I know in their 40s and 50s who are still discovering what they like and what they don't like. And it's insane that they have spent half of their... So many people find out their sexuality a lot later in life. I've also come across people who have realized that they are, lesbian or gay or bi much later in life. They always had that inkling that maybe, but they have spent decades of trying to find out, So sometimes I realize, sometimes I feel what that must be like.
It would be crazy.
It
I
would be
remember also
crazy.
reading about this somewhere. I don't know how much of this is true on Instagram, that so many married women
Yeah.
or from certain backgrounds or
Yeah.
just generally maybe have maybe had their first orgasm in their 40s or 50s.
Yeah.
Which is
So
just
many
absurd.
women. I know so many women who have never even had an orgasm. So, yeah, that happens too. Because with us women, it is also such an internal process. Yeah.
It's crazy. Human bodies are crazy, man.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Big Boss.
Tell
Give me some gossip, yeah, Priya. देखो हम लोग जब chill करते हैं, you have the most gossip and you have the most appetite for gossip.
Off camera.
Like every time I have to meet you, I have to mentally prepare. Okay, Priya को इसके बारे में बता, इसके बारे में
ये हुआ था, उसने ये कहा था.
ये किया था. And you have you have golden reactions, so it's also fun giving you gossip. Some people don't have those reactions. Give me some gossip, yeah.
About Big Boss.
About anyone, any of these, because see, you have two sides, right? Your
Yeah.
current
Yes.
is these poets, these philosophic, and then before that it's like all these celebrity pap people
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
of that,
yeah.
and I'm sure there's a lot of drama.
Yeah, there is a lot of drama. I mean, a lot of Bollywood and a lot of TV people's lives are definitely not what they look like in real life. So I get to know sometimes from insider informations
Yeah.
about what's happening with people's lives. But, as much as the part of you enjoys these things vicariously, now that I'm a mother, and it will sound like I'm trying to be philosophical again, I've started thinking about things quite differently. Like, I no longer find happiness in other people's misery.
No, of course.
And
yeah.
but that's a part of your evolution as well. You will come across a lot of people who will be very happy seeing other people miserable. अच्छा इनका divorce हो रहा है, अच्छा इनका ये हो गया है, अच्छा उनका ये breakup हो गया है, अच्छा ऐसा है, उसका उसके साथ affair चल रहा है. But the people who are actually undergoing that are facing the worst traumas of their lives.
No, definitely.
So I no longer find joy in it.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, I've heard about stories of so many people, and
But
some
give
of them look like the best couples on Instagram.
Okay.
And you know what I've realized? That the people who are posting the best things together are actually in the worst marriages.
And it's a way to compensate.
It's a way to overcompensate. It's projection, they're constantly projecting that idea of a perfect couple or a perfect marriage or a perfect home. And I know so many of them. It's so sad also. It's so sad.
But
Yeah.
what about the positive, the good gossip, where people are actually doing really fun things or crazy things,
Yeah.
or some mad people that you hung out with? And
Yeah.
You're like, fuck, I had no idea you're like
Dude,
this.
when I came to Mumbai, I thought I was coming from Australia,
Yeah.
right? So I was coming from a place which was like very like wild and crazy, and I had seen things happening in every way, shape, or form.
Sure.
And then I land in Mumbai, and I land in the industry, right? TV, films. I was hanging out with these people, the after parties, and the things either see. I tried to not be in many situations where I have to witness things.
Yeah.
But the things you hear of, and the things that even you witness at house parties,
Yeah.
Australia has nothing on it.
Seriously?
Like Mumbai was like 10 years ahead of time when I came to
Give one
Mumbai.
crazy
Like
example.
I could not believe some of the things I've seen, heard of, or got to know that these things do happen.
Do you have one example? Crazy
No, it
one?
just scared me so much.
It scared you?
Yeah.
मेरे को तो exciting लगता है यार.
Nah, I was a bit scared. I was also in that phase of life. I was alone. I was living on my own. My career wasn't set. I was coming from a bad marriage. I really wanted to settle back here. So part of me used to get really scared and intimidated by those things as well.
I can understand
Yeah.
But you've been in the proximity and you've worked with a lot of ultra successful people,
Yes.
right? And I think there's always this intrigue, at least for me, when I'm about to work with someone or meet someone who I know has achieved a certain amount of success, is how they will be. And I totally understand if they're arrogant or have air, because you know why they would be that way.
Yeah.
But have you ever had an interaction with someone like that where you were just so surprised on how nice and giving they were?
Yeah, Shah Rukh Khan.
Yeah.
My first experience of meeting Shah Rukh Khan, I was blown away. Like, he's so humble. He came into the Big Boss house. I was still in the Big Boss house to promote his film Dilwale.
Okay.
And the idea was कि वो घर के दिलवाले और दिलवाली को crown करेंगे.
Okay.
And पहले शाहरुख आए थे और बाद में काजोल आई थी. When Shahrukh came, he has such a charming personality. And you see someone you've seen on TV like this close to you.
Yeah.
And I was always the mother of the house, even over there, in spite of all the fighting and everything. I was like, अरे मैं आपके लिए कॉफ़ी बनाती हूँ. He was like, नहीं मैं खुद बनाऊंगा ना. अच्छा तू बता मुझे कॉफ़ी कहाँ रखी है. And I had Shah Rukh Khan making coffee for himself.
For himself.
And then he was asking me, would you want some? So he's very like a well-spoken, well-mannered guy.
Wow.
And then he sat with all of us and he spoke with all of us. He ended up crowning me as the Dilwali of the house as well. Wow. That happened. And he was just the most humble, most gracious person. And I've had the same experience with Salman as well. Okay. We were at his farmhouse in Panvel after Big Boss. There's an after party that happens. Not an after party, like an after meal where Salman ji, he invites everyone to come and, hang out at his place. And, you're sitting on this big dining table with 16 other people. Salman sitting right next to me asking me, bhindi loge? It's the most surreal, weird thing. And I'll be like, हाँ ज़रूर. And then he's serving you bhindi in your plate.
Wow.
And he makes you feel at home. He will show you the horses, the dogs that they have kept, the water system that they are trying to make it efficient over there in the area that they live in. And it's just weird to find these superstars of our country, Shah Rukh and Salman, being some of the most humble men that you're ever going to meet.
You had an Akshay Kumar story also.
I have an Akshay Kumar story.
What was that? Well. That was also very similar. Like he was really nice.
So Akshay, when I was getting evicted from Big Boss, तो airlift का promotion हो रहा था. तो Akshay and Nimrat were there to pick me up. Okay. And मैं बहुत ज़्यादा स्ट्रेस में और टेंशन में थी जब मेरा eviction हुआ, because finale होने ही वाला था 7 दिन में, right? And I was already announced as one of the finalists, but I got evicted because of the nominations thing and everything. All of that happened. So I was facing through a lot. और मेरे साथ क्या होता है, when I'm going through something emotionally, वो physically भी manifest होने लगता है. I'll start getting unwell or I'll start feeling sick physically. So the moment I sat in their car, we had to go from Lonavala, where the Big Boss house was, the set was, वहाँ से सीधा that Ambi Valley, because the helipad was over there. Okay. So while we were driving, I got so sick, I started puking in Akshay's car. So there was the driver, there was Akshay in the front seat, and me and Nimrat in the back seat. और मैं उल्टियों पे उल्टियाँ किए जा रही हूँ, right? And Akshay was carrying that elaichi, जो थी ना, silver coated elaichi. पहले तो उन्होंने मुझे वो ऑफर की, तो नहीं रुक रही उल्टी, उन्होंने ड्राइवर को बोला रुक, मैं चलाता हूँ गाड़ी. And he asked me to come sit in the front, because when you're in the passenger seat, तो आपको motion sickness थोड़ी कम होती है. Right. So Akshay Kumar is driving the car. I'm sitting right next to him, और वो कह रहे कोई बात नहीं, पुत्र होता है, शेर पुत्र, अरे कोई नहीं एविक्ट हो गए, कोई बात नहीं. And it is so surreal, क्योंकि एक तरफ आप लाइट पिंक कलर की उल्टियां कर रहे हो, दूसरी तरफ अक्षय कुमार आपको कह रहा है कोई बात नहीं, सब चंगा सी. So I've had the most craziest experiences with Salman, Shah Rukh and Akshay. And one thing I've realized is that लदे हुए पेड़ हमेशा झुके हुए होते हैं. जो इंसान ज़िंदगी में जितना बड़ा होता है वो इंसान उतना ज़्यादा हम्बल और ग्राउंडेड होता है. जैसे इन लोगों के साथ मेरे ये 3 एक्सपीरियंसेस रहे हैं, वैसे ही मैं बहुत ज़्यादा उन लोगों से भी मिली हूँ जिन्होंने ज़्यादा काम नहीं किया है, चाहे वो टीवी में हो, फिल्म्स में हो, या हमारे इन्फ्लुएंसर सर्किट्स में हो. और वो आपसे ऐसे मिलेंगे जैसे वो शाहरुख खान है, और उनका एटीट्यूड आपकी तरफ बिल्कुल ही डिफरेंट होगा, राइट? तो ये चीज़ भी मैंने सीखी इन द लास्ट 7-8 years ऑफ नाउ बीइंग इन मुंबई एंड मीटिंग ऑल ऑफ दीज पीपल दैट आई हैव मेट, कि जो स्टार सचमुच में स्टार होगा वो अंदर से भी स्टार ही होगा. लाइक दे विल हैव अ हार्ट विच इज़ लाइक अ शाइनिंग ब्राइट एट ऑल टाइम्स. और सबसे हम्बल, सबसे सिंपल और सबसे ईजी गोइंग लोग भी वही होंगे. एंड व्हेन यू मीट पीपल हु हैवंट डन मच इन लाइफ, they will act like they will have a completely different air. और वो देख के आपको ये भी समझ में आ जाता है कि they will not go far ahead in their life. क्योंकि एक अच्छा इंसान होना बहुत ज़रूरी है एक अच्छा कलाकार होने के लिए. I've also met people who are very good artists but are very not very good people in general. But I don't think that's long lasting. I don't think that is going to last long.
I think it's a lot for us to learn as artists, you know.
And my number one thing to be a good poet is to be a good person first. And I try every day. I'm not saying I'm the best person on the planet, but I try every day to be kinder, to be more loving, to be more compassionate, and to try to get rid of all the negative emotions that I sometimes experience as well, whether it is insecurity, whether it's jealousy, whether it's competition. And one thing that has really changed in the last 3 years, which are my most successful years as a poet, is that I've learned to understand sabr, shukr and tawakkul. Gratitude, sabr, obviously patience, शुक्र, ग्रैटिट्यूड एंड तवक्कुल, योर डेस्टिनी, व्हाट्स रिटन फॉर यू. जो आपका है वो आपका ही रहेगा, और जो किसी और का है वो किसी और का ही रहेगा. उसका देख के जलने से, बुरा फील करने से, यू आर जस्ट ब्रिंगिंग दैट एनर्जी ऑन योर सेल्फ. सो आई हैव स्टार्टेड बीइंग वेरी हैप्पी व्हेन आई सी अदर पीपल सक्सीड, अदर पीपल बी हैप्पी, अदर पीपल फाइंड लव इन देयर लाइव्स. It's so fulfilling and wholesome now in my life to feel that. If you asked me this question 10 years ago, I would have completely given you the opposite answer, that when I see other people succeeding I feel bad. I no longer feel that way, and I think the better I become as a person, the better I'll be as a poet, and the better I'll be as a mother. Because that's the energy I'm giving away to my child as well.
That's something to look forward to.
Yeah, absolutely.
This also, what you just said reminded me of when I came to your show, the opening song that's playing,
जो है तेरा लब जाएगा करके कोई बहाना, तू झूम. Yes, that song is like a mantra for me as well.
I can see that in your life. Everything you're saying is real.
It is. You are that person. And on stage, off stage, also I'm the same person. Yes, I have my fun moments with you,
which is good. We all need that.
Yeah, and fun moments with the people who I have in my friendship circle. उन सब ने मेरा वो वाला side भी देखा, that fun, happy go lucky Priya side. But at the same time, I would still. My core is still that person who's satisfied and happy with what she has achieved and wants to stay that way. That doesn't mean I don't want to achieve more. I'm very ambitious, and I have a lot to look forward to in my life, work-wise, personally, professionally, in every way. But minding my own business, minding my own journey, and just looking and focusing on my work is so important for me than worry about everyone else's, कि वो क्या कर रहा है, उसको क्या मिल रहा है, अच्छा उसका ये हो गया, उसने इतने में किया, हो can't do that.
No, I love that. Yeah, I think that's a great philosophy, and generally where you are right now in the place you are, so many people look up to you. Maybe a few years ago, none of us would have imagined
that poetry
would be here, and I think it's only up and up and up. So that's what I hope for you and all of us. And this has been a lot of fun. Finally, if you have one message or something you would want to say to just young girls and guys who are watching this, something that you would want them to remember.
Don't let anyone else tell your story. Always make sure that you tell your stories. And I think that's a very important, powerful thing to remember, because we often don't take power or control or agency of our own stories. और ये मेरे लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है कि आप अपनी कहानी अपनी ज़ुबानी खुद सुनाइए.
क्या बात है. Is this the first podcast where I've not asked you to recite poetry?
Thank God, please don't.
I won't. But I'll end this podcast with a hamper that we have for you from our sponsor today. These have some nice goodies for you to
Very
go
sweet.
Enjoy and explore yourself. And your,
wow, thanks, Simmer.
It's by my muse.
I might not get back to you with a review.
That's okay. That is totally okay. You can share with your single friends. other people. Yeah, that's it. That's all we had for today. This was a lot of fun.
Yay.